Pete from Retro Racing and Light Gun Lunatics. Just a big call out to Andrew on this sideline project as we await for his light gun build when the Brisbane Olympics rocks around. Love you, brother, and thanks for all your help pulling this together. You're an absolute gem. And Arnie, who planted the seed in our forums about, hey, is there a way that if I had, say, various builds on the one desktop or multi-cab, is there a way to try and tie it all together under the one roof? Appreciate people will have Launchbox, RetroBat, all sorts of builds of, millions of games on there under their categories, and what have you. And look, and that's great. But for people like me and others who might have, say, various smaller builds that are very discrete, and my multi-cab, for instance, I've got one for my steering wheel, one for my flight stick, one for my guns, and one just for arcades. And that's quite deliberate. There's smaller portable builds. And you know what? There could be a RetroBat build, it could be a CoinOps build, it could be a Launchbox or a big box build. It could be all different types of builds, right? But what MEGABOX does is actually tries to tie them all together under one experience on a cabinet. So for me, the great thing about MEGABOX is that I'll turn my machine on of a morning, say for instance, it will load into MEGABOX, and it doesn't matter what type of build is sitting behind it, whether it's a RetroBat build or a Launchbox build or a big box build or a RetroFee build, across different categories, it all can be tied in just nice and neatly together under a sort of very lightweight front end to do. Now, I'm not going to go through all the videos and the tutorials. Andrew is going to spell that out in our Facebook group, and we'll put that onto the website as well. It's a free open source build. We give credit where credit's due in there, especially for the video content creators. Please, if you use this, using it freely, just give credit where credit's due. That's all we ask. If we see people selling it, they're just going to get their fingers clipped, right? Because I don't think that's fair. A lot of people in the community have contributed to this. Scotty, Michael, Sean, others, the list goes on and on and on. We sort of just did it because that's what we want to do. It's a community spirit thing. We're not here to try and make a buck out of it. So anyway, I'm going to quickly just go into MEGABOX for you. As I said, normally if I turn my machine, it would just go straight into it, but because I'm in OBS, I can't do that. I'm just making sure I'm still recording. Beautiful. And then I'm just going to go into MEGABOX. It will just start up. This is what I would do if I just started my PC. It would run this video. I've got LED Blinky picking up on it as well, so it will detect that plugin if you've got that installed. Thanks to Arcade Adam and Gustav and others who certainly have been getting me addicted to all that kind of black magic when it comes to lights and main hooker and the like. Yes, the rabbit hole is deep. Anyway, this is MEGABOX. This is what essentially you get out of the box. So for me, these are the four builds that I tend to have, all the categories I have in my multi-cab. I have arcades, flight, light guns and racing. You could add more. You can add another one there that might be, say, a build around Guitar Hero, or maybe one on a CoinOps jukebox, or a few other things like that. The sky's the limit about where we can go with this. But for me, this is what I've got on my particular system. So I'll quickly just go into arcades. You'll see in here it'll have its own particular video, and again, credit to the video creators from the Launchbox community forums. Here I've just got my own personal big box / Launchbox, because if I wanted just to go straight into big box I could, or if I wanted to mess around and use Launchbox I can do that as well. So in this case I'm just going to go into big box. You'll see it will now transition over to big box. LED Blinky will then switch over control to big box, because LED Blinky allows you to do that. So for instance, when I then go into my arcade system, it will pick up LED Blinky, and it will highlight the different controls for the different games and the like. But again, that's just me being excited about LED Blinky. Okay, so I'm just going to back out of that. And I'm going to back out of big box. But again, it could be RetroBat, it could be CoinOps, it could be any other kind of build, right? So this is the secret sauce for this. So I'll exit out of that, and it'll transition back over into MEGABOX. I'll go into flight. Again, this is my own personal big box and light gun box, which you'll see on Arcade Punks and the like. But you could add Marty's great retro bat build, Sean's flight build. There's a whole bunch of other builds that are out there that are on there. You can just tie them all under the one roof. In this case, I've just got my own on there at the moment, but like you could just physically just bolt any of these kinds of things too. It's great fun collaborating with Andrew on some of these videos and the music as well. I hope you sort of get a bit of a kick out of it. It's been a lot of fun, to be honest, just collaborating on this kind of work. I just want to watch the video now. It's really good. This scene, like, who can't remember this scene if you've ever seen Maverick? Like, you know, honestly, man, just makes you want to pick up that flight stick and, you know, blow some shit up. Right, anyway, back to MEGABOX. Okay, racing. Okay, could be anything. Retro bat, could be retro fee. It could be a coin ops build. Could be anything. You can just bolt them in. Again, for me, I'm a bit of a launch box, big box fanboy. So for me, this is just pointing to my launch box, big box build. All of this can be controlled under your various peripherals, so I can use my steering wheel to control and go into big box here as well. So for instance, I'll go into big box for my personal big box driving build, which I've got controlled under my wheel. So in this case, I'll go straight into here, and I'll pick whatever, you know, game that I particularly want to play under that, and away I go. So I'm just going to drop out of that, and it will then transition back into MEGABOX. And then if I wanted to, for instance, go into, what haven't I done? Oh, light guns, of course. Go into light guns. So here, again, it's pointing to my personal Frankenstein build, which I don't share because it's just one big hot mess, because I do a lot of experimenting and testing with a whole bunch of people on it. I'll load Michael's drive onto this when I get that drive, and big call out to Michael, thank you. It's just nice to have something polished as opposed to my laboratory of emulators and fixes until Andrew's build comes out in the future. But yeah, you could add any types of builds. Like for instance, you could add Sean's, you know, Halloween build, Uncle Rick, Scotty Retro's build, you know, paid builds if you really wanted to. You can just add a whole range of different ones. People might say, why you want to do that? Well, look, you know, this is just going to give you flexibility that you can try different builds for different things, for different guns, for different setups. I guess it just gives you opportunity to give you that kind of flexibility. Whether we have a launch box build, big box build, a retro bat build, coin ops build, it doesn't really matter. This all will allow you to tie into those kinds of things as well. What I've got here under my personal Frankenstein build is I've got a kill script for LED blinky, so it just knows that it needs to switch off LED blinky. So when I use MAME hooker, I can use MAME hooker, and all the lights on my guns will show up. This is just a cheeky video that I've pulled together for my personal big box launch box build. You know, and you know, so I could just quickly go through that, and then of course, if I was then to say launch, say the most recent Let's Go Jungle game, which has been updated by Demo Shooter by Argon, you know, it will then do all the checks, as you can see, to do with MAME hooker, but also because I've got the pack lead hooked in, it's also going to do a test against the lights and everything as well. So, and I'm not going to go through the game, but in this case, because Demo Shooter's been updated, you can hear the guns go off, and then when I start the game and I start getting, you know, attacked by spiders and shit, then all the things will actually just jump out and attack me. But I'm not going to go through that, because that's what's in the actual game. Anyway, so I'm just going to escape out of that. And then I'm just going to escape out of the light guns, and essentially that's it. So so like I said, Rod will help myself and Andrew get this up onto our websites, and you'll look out for Andrew's material on our Facebook pages. Again, the instruction on how to actually use MEGABOX and how to set it up in for your particular multicab is all actually in the actual file that we'll post as well. We'll iterate this over time, I'm sure. Andrew, God love him, just like myself and others, we all have a bit of OCD, so there's always going to be refinement, iteration, and improvement. And again, I just want to just call out to all those people in the various forums and groups and communities that just make this hobby a lot of fun. Everyone wants to pitch in, and this little sideline project with Andrew is just another example of that. So I just wanted to just call out and say thanks to everyone about that too. Anyway, look, that's enough from me. Yeah, stay tuned. You'll hear more, and reach out if you need a hand with it. Ciao.